Yeah. They told me I wouldn't be nothing. They told me I wouldn't be nothing. But a statistic, dead in prison. Look how I'm living. Never been perfect, but don't forget.
Top of the top. Welcome back. Mental Madness. The topic of discussion today, it may ruffle a little feathers slightly. Again, just a little disclaimer before we even dive into the topic of discussion. This is a platform that are going to talk about the mental internal issues that us as men deal with. So, brothers, I don't want you to feel attacked. I don't want you to feel like I'm down on anybody because I'm not. I don't want you to feel like that this is a platform where I should probably get on here and from an angle slip some sideways stuff at our sisters. I'm not doing that. This is a platform where we're gonna address the issues that we deal with internally, mentally, mental madness. I call it madness because you let that shit build up, it may explode and cause madness and anarchy in our lives. Without further ado, the topic of discussion is facades. Everyone puts on facades, but as I said, this is a platform that we're going to talk about the issues that men deal with, why we put on facades, and what are some of the facades that we put on, and what areas of our lives do we feel like we need to carry a facade or put on a facade. I always want to start with the foundation as to why I believe I put on facades at times, because I'm transparent and I'm not exempt from that category of action. I've definitely put on facades at points and times in my life where I made myself appear more than what I was, or I made myself seem like I had my hands in, or I may have had my hands in some things business-wise, and I exaggerated how far or how well established I was in that particular industry because I was trying to make myself appear, acceptable, or what word am I looking for? Acceptable or desired by a particular person or group of people, women particularly. A lot of us do it subconsciously, and that's even worse, because I've caught myself in times past subconsciously projecting as if I was more than what I was, and then after I did it, I didn't try to go back and undo it either. I'm not going to sit here and act like I did, but internally I said, damn, bro, like, you really got to put on this mask to portray as if you're more than what you are. If you got to do that, then maybe this ain't the person for you, or this ain't the right situation for you to be in. Whether I did it for a job, or whether I did it for the likes of a woman, or the likes of a particular group of friends or associates. Because brothers, we tend to let society set the standard as to who we should be, and we also let our peers, male and female, tell us what we should be doing, or what space we should be in life, and what level of maturity we should have reached at a certain point in life. And I just believe that everybody's path or everybody's journey is different. Everybody's pace is different. But I do want to encourage you all to understand that, so that you don't have to put on a facade. Because I understand now that there's no time cap on when I can accomplish things that I want to accomplish. I also discovered that a lot of people don't even have goals that they want to accomplish. They just complacent with their current circumstances. But that's a whole nother topic to discuss on a whole nother day. I hear stories about what Gillian Wallow call homeless sexuals, brothers with no aspirations or dreams. They put on facades, and they okay with the facades they put on as long as they can find shelter for them to rest their head. And I'm not here to belittle brothers with that mindset, but I'm here to tell you that that's a crazy mentality to have. Those are crazy character traits to want to have developed and carry out throughout the rest of your life. You might want to get around some brothers that can encourage you to see things from a different perspective, other than just leeching and living off of people. That's not a cool look for a male or a female. You want to have your own, because if push kind of shove, somebody say go, you gotta go. How you want to eat, how you want to survive, how you want to stay warm. But yeah, a lot of us brothers, we put on facades in the work industry or the entrepreneur industry. I know a lot of brothers, and at times I was that brother. I am an entrepreneur. My hand is involved in a few passive cash flows. It's been rough. It's been a rough year. I'm able to provide and keep a roof over my head, as well as for my children, and take care of my responsibilities. yeah, in times past, I wasn't mature enough to say that. I would allude to make you believe that everything was great, or I wouldn't say that it was bad either. But I wouldn't say if it was great or bad. But the way I conducted and carried myself, the facade, the persona, is you would get the impression that everything was good because that's what I wanted you to believe, and that's what a lot of us want you to believe. Even the facade of making it seem like we're okay emotionally when we're not. That's a facade as well. It don't necessarily gotta be you putting on for a woman or you putting on airs like lying on a job resume. That's putting on a facade too in the form. And I'm gonna just get this correlation and leave it at that. And this is just my personal observation. I believe a woman that overly indulges in makeup is putting on a facade as well. Because if you take the makeup off and you look nothing like how you looked with it on, that's a facade. That's a mask, a physical mask. You get what I'm saying? A lot of us brothers dress it up with, we try to hide our character flaws, or we try to hide our ego and our pride. We don't want to say that, I'm fucked up right now. I don't even know what's the next move that I should make to pivot and put myself in a better position going forward. A lot of us, we don't grow in life, and we miss out on a lot of opportunities to develop our character and to develop cool relationships because we're not courageous enough to talk about our imperfections. We rather hide behind this facade until shit explode, and it's obvious that you don't got it together. Because I've had that fair share of my reality as well in times past. It will be the very last minute when you would see my imperfections or my lack of ability to perform or conduct myself, whether it be business or my emotional state, in the fashion that will make you believe that it's okay. That mask has come off because circumstances have become too intense. It has become so intense to the point where I can no longer keep on this mask. I gotta take this shit off, and you're gonna see the tears behind it. You're gonna see the hurt behind it. You're gonna see the pride behind it. You're gonna see the ego behind it. And as males, and I know people are like, well, why do you say males and not men? Because I believe that we're all born males, but a lot of us don't develop into being men because we haven't had anyone around to show us. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people want to see this video and just have this false ideology that you're a man, you're supposed to just know. No one just knows anything without being shown, whether it's a physical example, visual example, or a textual example through literature, reading and research and observation as well. Like I said, physical, learn by visuals. A lot of us brothers, instead of developing our character and empowering our character and building up strength mentally, we have more desire to go build up strength physically. We want to look the part. We want to look intimidating and strong and so on and educated by putting on a suit or carrying a book or having a certain distinguishing look. Why not really exercise the most potent, strongest muscle in your body, your mind? Why not filter the things you watch? Because what you watch seeps into your thoughts, and it can somehow influence your thoughts and influence your perspective. The shit you listen to, music, same thing. Music is influential. A lot of our children and a lot of adults of age, individuals, have these celebrities as their role models. So that should tell you something about the things you watch and the things you listen to. It has an influence on your perspective. I think that we should start opening up books and educating ourselves on who we would like to be, character development, as far as an individual, and the type of industry we want to get involved in, and how to have emotional, I'll say stability, because I think balance is overrated. I think that it's not really a balance of anything in life because you're always going to do something more than you do another. At certain points in your life, it's always a slight unbalance, and that's totally fine because that's just the reality. I just want my brothers to understand that if we take these steps of learning who we are, regardless of the fact that we may not have had male figures, our elders, show us, if we take the initiative to learn and character develop so that we can pour this information and pour these realities into our children, to stop perpetuating the cycle of the nonsense of putting on facades and not feeling confident in who you are to present yourself as you are. We want to break that cycle And this is why I come before you all and I talk about things of this matter and this magnitude. Is not because I'm trying to play anybody or put anybody down, because as you see, I'm telling you about my real life experiences and how it was times where I didn't know, how to pivot and make another move. Not necessarily as far as providing, because that's not my weakness, that's actually my strength. I'm talking about my emotional state, the mental madness, the mental instability of not knowing how to use me, for instance, not being able courageous enough to tell a woman like, yo, look, I like attention. Because men think that that's a female thing. But I'm starting to come across a lot of guys that like significant attention as well. I'm not saying that you need to be overly attentive to me, but who doesn't want to feel like someone is thinking of them? Who doesn't want to feel like someone is valued by whomever they're dealing with? I'm just giving you it from a relational perspective, because that's my emotions is an area that I haven't been able to really tap into to the point where, not until recently in my life, to where as though I'm transparent, I still sometimes put on a facade with that. There could be a lot of shit going on, and I won't express it outwardly because I let my pride and my ego get in the way. I let the echoes of society that tells me, you a man, you should have it figured out, or that you should have this, or you should be doing that. So I don't necessarily lie, I lie because it's a lie because you're not telling the truth. And when I say not telling the truth, I'm not letting you know what's going on, but I'm doing everything in my power to not let you see what's wrong. And I'm talking about people that are close to me. I've done this too. That's a facade. And I encourage my brothers to stop putting on masks, because how are we ever going to really grow and develop into these amazing men that we can be, these amazing men that God created us to be, these loving fathers, these loving husbands? How are we going to ever develop into those individuals if we got to put on a facade, if we can't be true to who we are and true to understanding our imperfections and understanding that it's going to take work to perfect those imperfections? And nobody's ever going to be perfect, but have the desire and ambition to be better. That's all I encourage. We don't have to wear the mask no more, bro. We don't. As I said to you on the previous episode, reach out. Everything is in confidence, unless you want me to bring it before people and get their opinion. You can state that in your email, but you can email mentalmadnessnwk@gmail.com. mentalmadnessnwk@gmail.com. My apologies. mentalmadnessnwk@gmail.com. You can present topics you would like me to discuss. And again, this is a platform for men to address the things that we struggle with internally. And I wholeheartedly believe that a facade is something that I've struggled with in a lot of other men, because we're trying to live up to the expectations of others versus understanding that everybody's life the journey is different. The pace is different and characters are different. Excuse me. Some people have been given tools that other people may have lacked. You get what I'm saying? Some people may have had a father that was charismatic and understood the role of what a man should be in the sight of God. Not in the sight of society, because that trend and those standards are going to fluctuate from time to time, because one minute this is acceptable and the next minute this isn't. So people are always going with fads and what society says. I'm talking about the standard of a man, which God has set before us, which is to be responsible, to be honest, to have integrity, to be honorable, and to be respectful, just to name a few. I just want us to encourage each other. This is not a message or a video to put nobody down, because that's not what we do at Mental Madness. Mental Madness, we want to empower our brothers to understand that, hey, I'm flawed just like you. And maybe we can have conversations and dialogue to help each other and to give each other different perspectives as to how we can grow. And that in itself is going to grow us individually, and it may grow us to build a bond, to do business together, to have each other's back. They say it takes a village, man. We can all get right if we stop putting on these facades, and if we stop dealing with so much damn pride, and just coming together as individuals to empower and encourage and uplift one another. That's just my encouragement, and I pray that you all receive it, and I hope that you all, and I want to say thank you. Thank you to those who have subscribed to the channel. Thank you to those who have viewed, and thank you to those who are going to view and subscribe. Don't feel shy. Smash the subscribe button. Stay locked in. You can follow us on all platforms. On Twitter, Mental Madness 11. On Instagram, Mental Madness NWK. On TikTok, Mental Madness NWK. Tap in. Let's get it. Let's stay connected. Tap into that email, mentalmadnessnwk@gmail.com. Love is love, y'all. Peace.
Me, I wouldn't be nothing but a statistic. Dead in prison, look how I'm living. Never been perfect, but I'm forgiven. Alive in the sun, thank God it told me I wouldn't be nothing but a statistic. Yeah. They told me I wouldn't be nothing. They told me I wouldn't be nothing but a statistic. Dead in prison, look how I'm living. Never been perfect, but I'm forgiven. Alive in the sun, thank God it risen. They told me I wouldn't be nothing but a statistic. Dead in prison, look how I'm living. Never been perfect, but I'm forgiven. Alive in the sun, thank God it risen. They told me I wouldn't be nothing. By Christ beat them odds, but I'm nothing without God. By Christ beat them odds, yeah. They told me I wouldn't be nothing. By Christ beat them odds, but I'm nothing without God. By Christ beat them odds. Hey. They told me I wouldn't be nothing but a statistic. Dead in prison, been falsely arrested but never convicted. Never was perfect, but I'm forgiven. Trusting his work on the cross, it is finished. Man, judged by appearance, God look at the heart. Led me to repentance, gave me a new start. Matthew 5:14, that I light up the dark. I was in this world till he set me apart. Sanctification, they never preaching. Talk about blessings, that's how they reaching. We ain't confessing, all we believing. Take up our cross and then following Jesus. But that's a whole nother issue. Let's get back to the subject. How the world try to put me down, but through Christ overcame that. Don't care what they label me. Free from my sin, I'm a slavery. All All by the price that he paid for me, so I can be the man of God I was made to be. Don't care what they label me. Free from my sin, no more slavery. All by the price that he paid for me. Now I can be that man of God I was made to be. Let's go. But a statistic, dead in prison. Look how I'm living. Never been perfect, but I'm forgiven. Alive in the sun. Thank God he told me I wouldn't be nothing.
But a statistic, dead in prison. Look how I'm living. Never been perfect, but I'm forgiven. Alive in the sun. Thank God he
told me I wouldn't be nothing. By Christ beat them odds, but I'm nothing without God. By Christ beat them odds. Yeah. They told me I wouldn't be nothing.
By Christ beat them odds, but I'm nothing without God. By Christ beat them odds. Hey.
They told me I wouldn't be nothing.
Statistics say I should be dead in prison, but Jesus already took care of my sinners. The world be trying to condemn me, but there was no condemnation. I'm already forgiven. The devil trying to clash with me like a head-on collision. I'm armored up and ready for war. I'm prepared for the mission. Where my real soldiers at who gon' get out there and witness? How many Christians really living? What we preaching our lyrics? Okay, it's time for true repentance. We gotta put away all of our wicked ways. Serving God until the end of days. Straight from the heart, I'ma give him praise. Lift up his name, I can't be afraid. No fear over here, I am unashamed. I guess you could say I'm the one to blame when it comes to spreading that gospel. I told my heavenly Father, I got you. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. And if they threaten me like they gon' put me in the grave, I'ma lift up his name anyway. I don't care what statistics say. Let them tell it I should've been in the grave. Through Christ I'm already saved. The price is already paid.
They told me I wouldn't be nothing. But a statistic, dead in prison. Look how I'm living. Never been perfect, but I'm forgiven. Alive in the sun. Thank God he told me I wouldn't be nothing.
But a statistic, dead in prison. Look how I'm living. Never been perfect, but I'm forgiven. Alive in the sun. Thank God he
told me I wouldn't be nothing. By Christ beat them odds, but I'm nothing without God. By Christ beat them odds. Yeah. They told me I wouldn't be nothing.
By Christ beat them odds, but I'm nothing without God. By Christ beat them odds. Hey.
They told me I wouldn't be nothing. They told me I wouldn't be nothing. They told me I wouldn't be nothing. Yeah. They told me I wouldn't be nothing. They told me I wouldn't be nothing. But a statistic, dead in prison. Look how I'm living. Never been perfect, but I'm forgiven. Alive in the sun. Thank God he told me I wouldn't be nothing.
But a statistic, dead in prison. Look how I'm living. Never been perfect, but I'm forgiven. Alive in the sun. Thank God he
told me I wouldn't be nothing. By Christ beat them odds, but I'm nothing without God. By Christ beat them odds. Yeah. They told me I wouldn't be nothing.
By Christ beat them odds, but I'm nothing without God. By Christ beat them odds. Hey.
They told me I wouldn't be nothing. But a statistic, dead in prison. Been falsely arrested, but never convicted. Never was perfect, but I'm forgiven. Trusting his work on the cross, it is finished. Man, judged by appearance, God look at the heart. Led me to repentance, gave me a new start. Matthew 5:14, now I light up the dark. I was in this world till he set me apart. Sanctification, they never preach it. Talk about blessings, that's how they reach it. We ain't confessing, all we believing. Take up our cross and then following Jesus. But that's a whole nother issue. Let's get back to the subject. How the world try to put me down, but through Christ overcame that. Don't care what they label me. Free from my sin, no more slavery. All by the price that he paid for me, so I can be the man of God I was made to be. Don't care what they label me. Free from my sin, no more slavery. All by the price that he paid for me. Now I can be that man of God I was made to be. Let's go. But a statistic, dead in prison. Look how I'm living. Never been perfect, but I'm forgiven. Alive in the sun. Thank God he told me I wouldn't be nothing.
But a statistic, dead in prison. Look how I'm living. Never been perfect, but I'm forgiven. Alive in the sun. Thank God he
told me I wouldn't be nothing. By Christ beat them odds, but I'm nothing without God. By Christ beat them odds. Yeah. They told me I wouldn't be nothing.
By Christ beat them odds, but I'm nothing without God. By Christ beat them odds. Hey.
They told me I wouldn't be
Statistics say I should be dead in prison, but Jesus already took care of my sinners. The world be trying to condemn me, but there was no condemnation. I'm already forgiven. The devil trying to clash with me like a head-on collision. I'm armored up and ready for war. I'm prepared for the mission. Where my real soldiers at who gon' get out there and witness? How many Christians really living? What we preaching our lyrics? Okay, it's time for true repentance. We gotta put away all of our wicked ways. Serving God until the end of days. Straight from the heart, I'ma give him praise. Lift lift up his name, I can't be afraid. No fear over here, I am unashamed. I guess you could say I'm the one to blame when it comes to spreading that gospel. I told my heavenly Father, I got you. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. And if they threaten me like they gon' put me in the grave, I'ma lift up his name anyway. I don't care what statistics say. Let them tell it I should've been in the grave. Through Christ I'm already saved. The price is already paid.
They told me I wouldn't be nothing but a statistic. Dead in prison, look how I'm living. Never been perfect, but I'm forgiven, alive in the sun. Thank God it
told me I wouldn't be nothing but a statistic. Dead in prison, look how I'm living. Never been perfect, but I'm forgiven, alive in the sun. Thank God he
told me I wouldn't be nothing. By Christ beat them odds, but I'm nothing without God. By Christ beat them odds, yeah. They told me I wouldn't be nothing.
By Christ beat them odds, but I'm nothing without God. By Christ beat them odds. Hey.
They told me I wouldn't be nothing. They told me I wouldn't be nothing. They told me I wouldn't be nothing.